first evening in Dublin, our friend Fiona drove us up into some high hills above Rathfarnham for a few pints, at a pub our Irish friends called Trad, but not boring. I noticed that Fiona was taking things at a good clip on perilously narrow roads, but having grown up with a backseat driving mother, I kept my cautionary comments to myself. Nonetheless, I was unprepared when our forced proximity on a stretch of road led us to connect with an oncoming car, clipping each other's side view mirrors. Without losing a beat, Fiona and the other driver were out on the street. I expected heated, raised voices. Instead, flashing abashed smiles, they exchanged cards. And within 2 minutes, we were headed on to the pub, mirror dangling. While the other driver, sporting a similarly hanging appendage, rushed on to his destination. Irish affability is notorious, but this was ridiculous. This incident was my introduction to the art of driving in the Emerald Isle. Some days later, my husband and I collected our rental, a sleek gray Renault wagon. I set my mind to do some serious cruising around Kilkenny, while James was taking part in a harp conference for the week. Foregoing even a spin around the parking lot, I pressed the clutch with my right foot, giving it gas with my left, while using my left hand to change gears. Everything was opposite, but miraculously, it all hooked up. My hat size nearly doubled with my early driving success. I felt like an accomplished hand at a new pinball game. Every reversed roundabout became a new 500-point score. While James improved his string technique, I improved my game, driving out to newer and more remote locations to paint. Deserted abbeys, sheep meadows, rocky peat fields, wells blessed by Celtic saints. Driving toward Cappoquin one day, I followed the Blackwater River. I stopped to paint the picturesque ruins of Kells Priory, stepping lively over the fields of cow patties and sheep dip in search of better perspectives. Much put-out bovines cast their jaundiced eyes upon my watercolors. Evenings found me in a Kilkenny pub, downing glasses of Guinness, glorying in the day's Kelly Green vistas, proud of my explorations. But my joy came in the driving itself. Irish country roads have a way of curving deliciously as they narrow to a point where only one car can pass at a time. Usually, you'll find a little lay-by, the quaint English term the Irish use to denote where it's wisest to hang back. For example, when a large caravan or tourist bus is bearing down upon you. Vehicular size is everything in Ireland. En route to Kildare, the hedgerows looming on either side, I found myself on just such a serpentine stretch one morning. Before me, painted on the country road, pavement in bright yellow caps, slow. Little bothered, I rounded a bend and was greeted by the words, very slow. Now this gave me pause. A new kind of marking and following so soon upon the other. Yet another bend yielded the legend, dead slow. I slowed. Sure enough, coming toward me was a sizable lorry, but no lay-by to be seen. The opaque hedgerows were now at least 10 feet in height. He who hesitates is lost was one of my 1/8 Irish mother's favorite slogans, whether applied to driving or in general service. With reliable wrong side of the road dexterity and flexing my pinball flippers, I gunned it and shifted, pulling in the nick of time past a Mercedes truck. Had I known it was Mercedes, maybe I would have yielded. The truck was forced to drop a gear. Passing by, I awaited an angry gesture, maybe even the finger. Instead, the lorry driver smiled, saluting me with that same customary Irish affability. My score? 1,000 points and an extra game.